You know, you got some light revenge, you got some dark revenge, and then you got some very, very black-hearted, and you better check your trigger warnings revenge, and that's what we're talking about today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica, for those who don't know, and it is time for some revenge. This is one of my favorite things in romance novels. It's one of my things in thriller novels, and in horror novels, and in movies. I just love a very, very good revenge plot. When a revenge plot is perfectly executed, it is a masterpiece in a book. Anyway, it is fall time, and it is spooky season, and what's not to love about a good revenge plot in spooky season? So, let's go ahead and talk about some revenge plots. And so the first one I actually want to talk about is Killswitch and Damien, because Damien is angry at Winter, who is the heroine, and I can't tell you why he is angry at her because it would be a spoiler. However, Winter is blind. There was a thing that happened when they were young that caused her to lose her eyesight. But the entire series is around revenge. And this is Penn Douglas's, oh gosh, what's it called? I never remember. It's her Corrupt series. I call it the Corrupt series. That's what I call it. Or it's the Devil Knight series. So basically it's about these 4 friends. 3 of them were ratted on because they were doing some very illegal things, and they were filming themselves, and they were busted. Someone had outed them, and they went to jail. So now they're all taking their revenge out on the people who they thought had outed them. And Corrupt was Michael. However, Damien is my favorite. He goes after Winter, who is the heroine. And I can't tell you a lot about this book because it's a spoiler. However, boy, does he go after her. And I'm not going to tell you much about it because I don't want to spoil it. But let's put it this way. If you like a good thriller and you like the good spine-tingliness of it, this series is for you. However, I know most people don't really like Corrupt. You need to get past Corrupt in order to get through to Killswitch. Killswitch is like the peak of the entire series. At least for me. I know some people don't enjoy it, but for me, it is like the peak of the series. Like the way Damon goes after her, and then when he figures everything out and he goes after the real person, it is a beautiful thing. The way he goes after with his revenge plot, because oh my gosh, these 4 friends are masterful. The way they really planned it out, it's so good. But one of the ones that I do actually want to really start talking about and dig in with you is the Torture Minds series, and it is by Anna Zares. It has 4 books in it. And I've listened to them on audiobook, and Sebastian York is the narrator. So if you like Sebastian York, you would enjoy these. Peter Sokolov he's a stalker. He was a former Russian soldier. Now he's an assassin. And the heroine, she is a OBGYN. Her husband was a former CIA operative, but she didn't know it. And he falls in love with her, but he wants revenge on her husband. Her husband is in a safe house. So he's trying to find out where her husband is. So he goes after her. So he has this whole revenge plot going on. So you meet him actually in the original Twist Me series, which is Julian's book. It's like the original, I think original book series, Anna Zare's book series. And because you find out in that series that his wife and his son were murdered in this whole, I think this whole town in Russia was slaughtered. Anyway, so his family was really, they were brutally murdered. So he's going on this whole revenge plot, killing all the people who were involved, including this woman's husband, this doctor's husband. So she doesn't know what is going on. She just knows that her husband, who actually got into a car accident and is now in a coma, is being tracked down by this Russian assassin, and he's in a safe house, and this guy comes in and tortures her to get the location of her husband. And but then he's like, ooh, I think I like you. So then he proceeds to stalk her, and then he kidnaps her. And it's a 4-book series, and oh my gosh, if you like kidnapping and stalking, this is not Haunting Adeline dark. This is darker than Haunting Adeline. So if you like dark romance, this is kind of a book series for you. This would be up your alley. I highly recommend this one because it's a good revenge plot, a good stalking, and it has all the stuff that you like in it. If you want darker than this, that has a good revenge plot, and I'm saying with this one, as well as the next one, you really have to check trigger warnings. Whenever I'm talking about these books, always check trigger warnings. I was actually talking about this, I think with Nicki Bookland. That's by Nina G. Jones. This one is also based upon a past wrong. Him and his sister were brutally attacked, and he thinks that the heroine had started it back when they were in high school, and so him and his sister were getting revenge from all the people who brutally attacked his sister and him when they were in high school. She knew nothing about it. Anyway, but it starts off with the heroine who pays because she has this rape fantasy. But the hero, if you want to call him that, because he's very, very much an anti-hero, he's very much a villain, breaks into her house and he thinks he's raping her when she thought that it was a fantasy that she had paid for. Yeah, that's how it starts. So that by Nina G. Jones. And it has one of the most twisted plots I've ever read in my life. I have it unrated. It was going to be a 4-star read for me until there was a trigger that I did not know about for me. That's why I'm saying check trigger warnings. It's at the very end. I won't tell you what it is. I mean, I should probably tell you. So I'm going to put a spoiler. So if you want to know the trigger, continue on. If you don't want to know the trigger, then skip it till you see the spoiler end. So my trigger was that, before I do that, this is also a surprise, baby. So here's the spoiler. So if you want to know the spoiler for this trigger that made me not rate this, here's the spoiler. So here's the thing, is that what really made me upset about this is that they it needlessly killed the baby in utero as a way to for the revenge plot to end. I did not like that. I thought that was unnecessary. I don't like it when that type of thing happens in a revenge plot or used as a plot device. I never like that. So I don't like it when unborn babies or babies in general get hurt, and same with animals and or kids in general. I don't like it when kids or animals get unnecessarily hurt in books. So that, and I did not feel like that was necessary in that book. I felt like it was used as a shock factor, and I did not like it. And so that's why I left it unrated, because I did not want to rate it because of that. And that's the only reason why it does not have like a 4-star, because before that it was absolutely 4-star. I was really thought it was really good. Okay, so welcome back for those who wanted to skip that part. But yeah, it was really dark, really dark. So check trigger warnings before you go into that one, but I do recommend that one. One of the ones that one of the on the lighter side for a revenge plot that came out was Again in the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. This is one of the more beloved historical romances. John McKenna came back. He wanted to get revenge on Adeline because he fell in love with her, but she was an earl's daughter, and he was basically ran out, and he made his fortune in America and then came back, but his revenge didn't sort of work out the way he thought it would, and they ended up having their HEA. It was great. I loved it. And the reason why I decided to make this video is because of a book I just read, and it's very much revenge plot light. It's very rom-com-y. It's The Fall of Bradley Reed. This one, so this one is about Olivia Anderson, who gets, she is left at the altar, but she is a constant people pleaser. She is compulsive because of the way her mom trained her, right? Her mom is a socialite of the narcissistic order. Her mom basically planned her wedding around her mom. So it was nothing that Olivia wanted. 10 minutes before she was supposed to walk down the aisle, and she got a text from Bradley saying that he couldn't go through with it. I mean, she was shocked, but she wasn't completely heartbroken because she didn't really love him. But she wanted to get revenge because I think she was more, the way it felt like for her was, I think it was more of her pride was wounded more than anything, and she felt like he needed to feel something out of this. However, what she did not know was that she was being investigated for a white collar crime because Bradley was doing some naughty things. Because Bradley was embezzling money and in her name, and buying property in her name. She didn't even know it. And so as she was starting to make this list of things she was going to do, like cut his brakes, and I was like, okay. Andre, who was the FBI agent, kept trying to stop her so she wouldn't commit a felony. And as he was trying to stop her, I think one of the funniest ones was he was afraid of bees. She thought he was just being a pansy ass, when in fact he was actually deathly allergic to bees. So she, spoiler, because I gotta say this because this has made me laugh out loud, when she sent him a beehive, and which could have killed him. But she didn't know it because that's how much she did not know Bradley. Anyway, yeah, so what a great guy. Anyway, so yeah, he was able to stop that before Bradley was stung to death by bees. And they ended up falling in love as he stopped her from basically nearly killing him in her revenge plot. And they ended up, she eventually figured out that her revenge against him was not only to help Andre put him away, but also to live the best life. And that was the greatest revenge plot of all for this revenge light of a book. It was a great rom-com. I had the best time with this. I gave it 5 stars. It was so much fun. Anyway, so those are some of the ones that I just wanted to quickly mention. There's so many other ones I could mention. I might have to do a part 2 of this video if there is a romance book that's a great revenge plot that I need to check out, please let me know down below. If it's dark, I'm okay with dark. If it's light, I'm okay with light. If it's historical or contemporary, I'm okay with either. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you made it this far in this video, please leave me a black heart emoji. And until next time, my friends, happy reading. Bye.